sports event locally or nationally of 2014, and then we'll end on a positive note. We'll talk about what we think the best sporting event of 2015 will be.
That's a good question you came up with. What was the local worst sports story of 2015?
And you can interpret worst any way you want.
Super Bowl.
You think?
There's nothing that comes close to it. Give me anything that
well,
comes close to it.
mine is off the field. And it's a person that both of us are very familiar with. For me, the worst sports event of 2014, or sports-related event, was Amy Van Dyken's accident in which her spine was severed. And I mean, my heart, we both know Amy, and I know Amy very well. In fact, we both know her very well. But when I read that, my heart dropped right into my shoes.
You know, she was doing a sports show, and I've been at 2 events. And
she was on national radio.
She was doing national radio, and this probably wouldn't have happened if she and her partner, the former Cincinnati Reds pitcher,
Rob Dibble,
they got fired.
Yeah. So it gave her a lot of free time.
I liked her on national radio, and I have talked to her in the past about doing. I want to get her here. Can we get her?
Well, she and Tom, her husband, of course, is Tom Ruin, the former Broncos punter. They come back periodically. Yeah, we had. Well, you were at the golf tournament that I helped host. And put together the celebrity list, and Amy showed up with Tom.
Yeah, she was over at the next table.
So they come back into town.
And I felt really bad for her that she and Tom were at the next table, because you always put me at the very back table right next to the kitchen.
I do not do the seating. Okay?
Well, whoever does the seating,
I don't, and I feel terrible about it every time I see that.
Every year that I participate in this, and I come and I help you guys out. Every year, if I were any farther away, I would be at what's the name of the grocery store that's across the street that has all the
Whole Foods?
Whole Foods. If I were another table back, I would be in the Whole Foods parking lot. And I felt bad for Amy after all she'd gone through this year and how she's battling back. And you put her back there, she and Tom Ruin, who was a punter. They were back there with me. Who was at the front tables? Who up there is any good? That was heartbreaking, but I want to get her here because she really knows her sports.
I'll call her,
and I think it would be good for her spirits. I think it'd be good for everybody's spirits to see how she's handling this so well.
Yeah,
and she really knows her sports. So we're going to do that in 2015.
So off the field,
best story of the 2015 is we're going to get her and Tom here.
I've got one other worst story of 2014. This was like the most.
Is this on field? Because I can't compare, but. There's nothing worse here involving a sports team.
That's true.
Than the Broncos not losing the Super Bowl. This was as bad as losing to Montana and the 49ers 55-10. This was embarrassing.
It might have been worse because the expectations were greater. They were favored in this game.
And the Post ran the top sports stories of views, and I was featured in one of the very top, and it was. What I wrote was, this one's for the John. Because there was one that was for, this one's for John. This one was for it belonged in the toilet.
Yeah.
And so that was
true.
The case.
There's one other, just a terribly embarrassing story. The emails that Dick Monfort sent out to the fans. I mean, if that franchise,
I thought you were going to say the Rockies not just forfeiting the whole season.
I'm going to give you a quick story. I go to a lot of the Rockies games, and I sit in the press box.
Yeah.
And I go. Too. I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of baseball games. So after a while, every game starts to look the same. So I spend time socializing. I schmooze, and I've got a couple of friends who are in the Major League Baseball office. And one of them was sitting with me in the press box, and it was right on the heels of the Dick Monfort scandal.
Are you getting calls?
It's my phone, yeah. Okay. The scandal in which he
basically
basically sent out emails to his customers and said, if you don't like the product, don't come to the game. Just one insult after another. So I'm sitting with this MLB executive, and we're talking about this situation. And I said, if it were me, and I was running this organization, or I was in the PR department, I would be saying to Dick Monfort, go buy yourself a roll of duct tape and place it over your mouth, and don't open your mouth again. And I would unplug his computer.
Okay.
And if he saw a camera person coming or anybody with a notebook and a pencil or a pen, run the other way. And the Major League Baseball executive said to me, it's been taken care of. MLB told
So,
Dick
like,
Monfort,
they hired a hitman
basically,
or something.
shut up. They
Well,
had to, because
you-
he made an absolute fool of himself. And to me, the way he insulted
Les.
his customers is one of the worst stories of
Maybe
2014.
his PR director went and told him that, because you know what happened to his PR director at the end of the year?
Yes,
He got fired.
yes.
Because you don't want any news to go out, so you blame it on the PR guy.
Right. You say something stupid, so you blame it on the director
Best
of
story of
communication.
2015.
Yeah.
It's going to be, because it's not going to be Nuggets, it's not going to be Avalanche, it's not going to be Rockies, so it has to involve the Denver Nuggets, because it's not going
The
to be
Broncos,
CU
the
basketball.
Broncos.
What did I say?
The Nuggets.
No, I meant the
The
Broncos.
Broncos.
It's not going to be CU basketball because
Yeah, it doesn't look real good right now, yeah.
It's not going to be CSU football. It's not going to be CU football. We know that. It comes down. I mean, I guess it could be World Cup skiing or something like that, but it's going to be the Broncos. And the best story of 2015 is they're going to win
The Super Bowl.
AFC championship. I will not go that far, but they're going to win the AFC
You believe they're going to go into New England if they
No.
have to and win?
No.
You
I
think
told-
Baltimore's going to go knock off New
They're
England?
not going to New England
So
to
the
win.
AFC Championship game is going to be here.
Here
Against whoever.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
And so it's a double whammy again. You know, I like double whammies. I always like deals where you hurt the other team and you help your team.
Yeah.
You know, you keep the Dodgers from getting a
Sure.
player.
A
It's a
twofer.
double whammy.
A twofer.
A twofer.
Yeah.
Yeah. A twofer in this case is you get your revenge against Baltimore, and you don't have to play in New England. I rest my case.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
And by the